For those of you that were lying in bed, taking it easy this morning at 9:30 and missed someone on stage and have been told in the coffee breaks and lunchtime how good he was, you've got another opportunity to see him, which is quite lucky for you. But this time he's being joined by some company. We've got a session which we've talked about talents, we've talked about diversity, we've talked about how talent is the key to the success of this industry. So now we're looking at the new breed of talent. So this session is live, raw and unfiltered. Some of you may refer to them as influencers, others as YouTubers, but we're about to bring on a wonderful panel here to discuss that. If you are leaving, please keep the noise down while we're doing this last session. Just a bit of respect is always pleasant on a Friday afternoon. So without further ado, let's welcome to the stage Robbie Douek, who is the MD of Maker Studios Europe. Enjoy Phoenix, an influencer, and Hussain, Manawer. Have a seat, guys. Okay, you've managed to keep that jacket on all day. I'm impressed.
I know, well
very impressed. So, before we kind of go any first, I suppose the best first thing to do is kind of give yourselves a little introduction. Robbie, what is it you do, and why are you up here?
Oh yeah, okay, so my name's Robbie, and I look after Maker Studios business in Europe. We work with the world's biggest influencers, and we help them create incredible content that lives on different social platforms, whether that's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Vine, etc. We have creative teams, programming teams, and we help these guys monetize their content, and we work with brands across the world. And we're wholly owned by the Walt Disney Company. So the other hat is Mickey Mouse on the other side of my head, and it's all a lot of fun.
Okay, and we have a little video to
Oh yeah,
see
we can see what we do.
Let's have a little, let's illustrate what happens over at Maker.
Big impact.
That was a big impact. So angry, just threw that cup on the floor. I don't like that Maker. I hate Disney. Okay, so let's have a little conversation with our influencers as well. Enjoy Phoenix.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Give us a little bit of background on yourself.
So my name is Marie Lopez. I'm from France, and I'm doing videos on YouTube for 5 years now about beauty, lifestyle, fashion. I was on Dancing with the Stars in France last year, and I wrote a book too. So that's pretty interesting. Before all YouTube, like I was nothing, so that's pretty much interesting.
Okay, let's have a little look at yourself in action. Here's Enjoy Phoenix, influencing, as it were. Okay, a round of applause for that. Low loud bangs, no breaking the cups. That's a success, I feel. They like that one. That was good. Okay, Hussain, give us a little kind of round up of yourself. First off, though, audience, how many times has Hussain been on stage today? There's a prize in it, if someone can tell. 3, including this. That's right. Some of you weren't in bed until midday, which is good. Okay, Hussain, give us a little bit of background on yourself.
So, 25 from London. I used to work in marketing and stuff. I have a degree in quantity surveying. And then I started making YouTube videos 3 years ago. And in 2018, I'll be going into space.
It's good. Where does one go with that? Well, I think we should have a look at a video. Let's have a little look at what you've been doing recently.
Sam Smith, I'm on my way to Hussain's house.
You're watching Hussain's house.
I'm at my homie Hussain's house.
Right now I'm in Hussain's house.
Hussein's 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 house.
Trying to make Hussein's house.
Hussain.
He's a poet, a campaigner, a YouTuber, and soon Hussain Manawer will be able to add astronaut to Hussain Manawer.
Hussain Manawer.
Hussain Manawer. Hussain Manawer.
Hussain Manawer.
Hussain Manawer.
My name is Hussain, and my problem is I care too much. Help me, help you, help us raise this bar of opportunity that little bit higher.
Shock after winning a global competition to travel into space.
I apologize for the inconvenience, but I'm trying to change the world. Regardless of who you are and what you do, what your status is, mental health is a universal problem and it affects absolutely everyone.
Mental health matters.
Hello, my name is Hussain and my problem is I care too much. Mental health matters and that's the reality. Am I going too deep?
The 40-car convoy was led by poet Hussain Manawer to highlight the stigma surrounding mental illness.
Once we can learn to love ourselves without being in love with ourselves, we can start moving forward.
He has just over 2 years to learn how to be an astronaut, to go where no East Londoner has gone before.
If you're suffering through mental health, it's absolutely fine. Welcome to the club. There's 7 billion of us. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, so one of the things that's come up consistently over the last 2 days has been content and how we make content work. You guys are content creators. What are the key things you look for when you're trying to create content? What should a brand, what should an agency be looking for if they want to create content that will resonate and engage? Who would like to kick that one off?
Do you want me to go with that? I'll go with that for starters, and then you guys talk about what really happens, right? From our perspective, it's all about authenticity and keeping it absolutely real with the audience. So whoever's talking to that audience and whatever the brand wants to do with the influencer, it's got to resonate with that community. So Enjoy Phoenix or Hussain aren't going to produce something that doesn't sit well within their community. And they're not going to work with a brand if it doesn't work well with them as well. And we're pushing boundaries. We're trying to talk about issues. We're trying to produce programs that actually touch the generation that are watching it. So millennials most of the time. And on the platforms where they're looking for that, whether that be YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter.
And from a content creating point, what are you kind of looking for? How do you know that a piece of content is going to resonate with people? Because you're doing lots of it, both of you, at different times, in different places.
Yeah, Robbie raised a really good point about doing stuff that will fit with your audience, because I've tried certain things that I myself feel passionately about, but haven't gone down well. And it's like, some people think it can be a bit embarrassing if the views don't all look consistent, but for me, it was just like, I wanted to try it, and I've tried it and it didn't work. So now it's even more important when going to a brand, being able, for me, differentiating between myself and the channel and who follows the channel and who follows me as an individual. So, but yeah, exactly the same, just finding something that will fit picture perfect with the audience, because the audience aren't stupid. They know everything. Like, they're so switched on, like they know if there's like, a top that you wouldn't normally wear and you're wearing that, they know you've been paid to wear that, and then they'll lose respect for you. And like, there's so many things you've got to think about when talking to brands and taking deals.
Is that similar for you?
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty much agree with them, because for me the key is trying to be myself in every videos I make. I'm not saying yes every time a brand proposes me something to wear, something to speak about, something to just show on the camera, just because like I don't want to be a liar to my followers, because like they are kind of my friends, so I don't want to lie to them. I just want to be honest, and for me this is the key.
Being honest is a key thing, and we've talked about integrity throughout the 2 days also. So, I mean, being honest, how we talk about some brands are going to come to you and they might come with a big check. Do you throw that honesty out the window? Do you stay true to it? How do you deal with such a conundrum in that aspect?
Can I call you Phoenix? I've never called someone Phoenix before. No, Phoenix raised a really good point about like having that connection as friends, because it might sound a bit cringe, but they are always there for you. Regardless of what you're going through in real life, you can tweet something and there's people there telling you like that they're there for you. And it's because you have that trust and that relationship with them, you can't let them down. Because when you meet some of them and they walk up to you in the street and they're like, I used to follow you, you know, but then you went and done that dumb thing when you did this. And I was just like, and they're like, yeah, you did it for the money, didn't you? And it's just like, it's real. Like, these people, they're real people. They're not just behind the computer. So it's like being real to yourself is very, very difficult, because at the same time, everyone wants money. And finding the right brands that will partner with you is very difficult as well, because they have their own agenda, you have your own agenda, and then it's creativity meets business, doesn't it? And
We just did a show with KSI. If anyone doesn't know who KSI is, he's one of the biggest stars on the planet, right? And for millennials. And he did a show, and he was so authentic. He did use quite a lot of profanities in the show, but he was absolutely clued into the fact that was how he wanted to talk to his audience. That's how he wanted to produce the show, and that's what mattered to him. And it was really, really big success, that particular show. Were you going to say? Sorry.
Actually, I have nothing to add, because like sometimes it's pretty hard to say no to a lot of money, because like I'm 21, I'm pretty young, and sometimes you want to accept that, but you have to think about that, about like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to accept all that money for what? Because sometimes it's like, sometimes yes, you need that money, but sometimes you don't. So
because the people are using you. They're using
Yeah.
us. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, let's just get her to do it, give her that and she'll do it. It's just like, but hold on, I have feelings. Like, you know, because after the thing's done, once the thing's out, it's out forever. And that's what I mean.
Unless it's on Snapchat.
Oh, there you go, yeah. But even that, but people can screen grab it and that.
Yeah,
but as soon as a campaign's out, it's out forever. Yeah. And I think, I don't know if I could live with that, live with myself.
And as kind of an industry that's obsessed at the moment, and rightly so, in terms of trying to find some measurement, particularly in the digital space. I know you guys have certain numbers of followers, you know, millions. What is it about? We're kind of obsessed by the fact, oh, we've got this many followers, you've got that many followers. But what is it about the numbers? You know, how do you find out the ones that truly engage? Because you could have 1 million followers and they may have popped in for
that's a question
for one day.
Because she's in the millions.
yeah,
How can you, if you like, if a brand came to you and it's a brand that fits with you and they're saying, well, actually, we want to achieve this amount, what kind of measurement tools do you give to them, and how do you know that these people are actually engaging?
I could answer that one if you want. But you've got millions of followers.
Yeah, I have 2.4 million subscribers on my YouTube channel, so that's pretty big, because I'm the first French YouTuber as a girl, so that's kind of a pressure. But I'm trying to deal with like everything. It's very hard to deal with people who are watching me, with brands, because they're asking me every time if I wanted to do something new, something like. But I don't really know. Like.
I know certain people. I don't have millions of followers, but I know like one girl. She's got 3 million, but she only gets 10 retweets. Right. And then like I have 11,000 on Twitter. But I tweeted something once and they got like 2,500 retweets. And that user engagement is very difficult to like track and analyze, and it's something I think we're always trying to do ourselves. Because for some people, they can upload a topless photo and that would do really well. Some people can upload like a photo of a coffee or food and that would do really well. I think we're learning as much as
There's no exact science. I mean, you were at the Colosseum this morning. I just had a look at your Instagram feed, sorry. And you had 32,000 likes on that one photo, right?
Mine got 300 last night.
And I don't even get two.
The French more than the English, that's the key.
But like when brands come to us, they say, well, how do we know how many eyeballs we're going to get in front of? And we try and talk in a media language to say, right, well, if you do a video with Enjoy Phoenix, generally she's going to do 800,000 views or 1 million views per video, and you think about it in that way. Or on Instagram, she tends to get X amount of likes, etc. And then you need to crunch that. We need to be able, as an industry, bringing this back into this room here, to get better at being a bit more quantitative about it, because it isn't exact science now. It is a lot of just throwing up there and seeing how it does. But at the same time, generally, we understand where it's going to go off the back of it.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I suppose from your point of view, how do you kind of identify talent that you think is going to be a success and going to be useful, particularly for this industry? And then from the talent's point of view, how do you go about choosing someone to represent you? What are the things you look for? So,
Well, I mean, so from our perspective, I mean, so Maker originally was born in the world of MCNs, and we were the biggest MCN out there, and we had 60,000 channels, etc. And I think as a business now, we're looking at focusing our efforts on core talent that we think that we can work with in a really great way. So bringing it back to this wonderful lady here, you know, for Disney, Enjoy Phoenix is an unbelievable brand to work with, and for us to be able to construct a brand around Marie and to build an audience around that for a core audience that Disney wants to attract. Or if we're doing something with KSI or PewDiePie, who's the biggest influencer in the world, you know, there are things that we can do with them because we think we can really reach an audience in a particular way. Having said that, if there's a niche that we want to go into, then we'll look for a specific talent that can really meet that particular area. So, you know, cooking and lifestyle and stuff like that, they don't tend to have the same numbers, but for lots of brands, that's very, very interesting and very powerful.
And from a talent's point of view, how do you, because you're obviously going to be doing more and more work with brands, you know, actually need someone to help you in terms of scaling up.
Yeah.
How do you go about finding the right fit, if you like?
I do just, like my friends say it's a bit stupid to do what I do, but I don't think it is, because when you're creating stuff, you're like putting yourself out there, you're putting your heart on your sleeve, you're allowing, you make yourself become public property, basically, because everyone sees you, they think they know you, when they come in the street, they want to touch you and everything. So it's like, when people want to work with me in particular, I was in a meeting in London in a massive company, and the president come to meet me, and he was like, yeah, we're really excited about working with you. I just said, why? Like, I want to know why. And then I was just like, I need to know, like, I'm being cared for. I need to know my best interest is at heart, and I'm not just numbers, and I'm not just a statistic, because my career, if YouTube and everything crashed, my career might not be here. So I need to know you have my best interest at heart, and how do you show me that? I don't know, so I just need to ask, like, why do you want to work with me? And just blunt questions straight like that to the people in charge. Because then you from that moment, you can tell who really wants to work with you, or who just wants to work with you for the sake of being able to say, yeah, we work with so-and-so.
Actually, the difference between you and me, it's most of the time I know why brands want to work with me, just because of the number of subscribers. So I have pretty much the choice every time a brand proposes to me something, but I'm trying to do my best to just choose what I really like. Like, the last time I chose to work with Disney was because I'm in love with Disney. Like, this is one of my most favorite things in the world. So even if my fans doesn't like that, this is my choice because this is what I really like to do. So I have the feeling that if I'm doing something I like, people are gonna like that. And if I'm doing something I don't really like and I'm doing just that for money, people are gonna feel that too. So that's not what I really want.
And are there brands, on that note, are there brands, instead of coming to you, that you actually go, actually, I'd really like to do stuff with them and I can offer something to them? Do you find those brands that you want to work with, rather than the other way around, them coming to you? Are there any that you actively go out to seek, or is there anyone you would like to?
I'm not really looking for working with brands. I have so many things to do, like a lot for 21 girls. But no, I'm not trying to work with brands. I just wait for them to come to me. So yeah.
And you say you have a lot of work to do. What does a day in the life of Enjoy Phoenix look like? Apart from when you're on stage in Rome.
I'm doing 2 videos a week on my YouTube channel, and I'm doing daily vlogging. So in fact, this is a vlog, so a video a day in my life on my second channel. So this is like a big work to do. I have like meetings like that, but I live in France, so I have to travel a lot. I wrote a second book, so this is like in the process of doing that, so this is a lot of time too. I was on Dancing with the Stars, so yeah, pretty much a lot of things. So a day in my life is like, woke up at 8, making a video, thinking about new things. I have so many fans who wrote me letters, and I have to answer to them, because this is my choice, but this is like...
And you reply to all of them?
Yeah.
Really nice.
And how many do you roughly pick up a week, a day?
Like, a day is pretty hard, but like, I have more than 10,000, 10,000
Wow.
I have to answer now. But this is insane. I can't. But I have some help,
So
luckily.
next time anyone in your company says, oh, I've had 100 emails today, you can now put it into perspective. 10,000 emails a day is something quite different. I'm not even sure Bill Clinton gets that many. Gosh. Wow. Hussain, give us a day in your life. I mean, obviously, when you're not driving through the centre of town and causing traffic
Causing problems,
popping into space with Bob Geldof, what does the rest of your day do?
So I have my own creative agency as well, so I work with talent as well and nurturing them. And I work, so it's similar, waking up really early, well, 9 o'clock. Most of my work is done from my bed, to be honest.
Me too.
It's chilling,
Yeah,
innit?
me too.
I love this job. How do you get into it?
No, so wait, it's different. Every day is different. There's meetings. I mean.
In your bed?
No. Well, I have a few meetings there, but not that we want to talk about. All right?
Not work related.
No. So no, wait.
Sorry.
So yeah.
It's the last session of the day. I was just putting some energy back in the room.
Yeah. So no, I wake up, have breakfast. Oh. Yeah. I can't even talk, but yeah, busy, always on the London Underground, going to a meeting somewhere to talk to someone, speaking at an event, or and then finding time. I think the most difficult thing I find, I don't know about you, but finding time for myself and then my family. Yeah. My sister just had a baby, and and then when you're doing, I think what we do, your calendar, your life is your work. So I can't tell you what every day is like, because it's like I'm always working all the time about something, and then the hardest thing is just finding time for your family, or finding time for a birthday, or your friends doing this or stuff like that.
Bed talker stops. What what inspires you? What kind of is the driver for your content? You know, is it things you see? You go on the tube, like you say. Is it the tube? What's your inspiration for content? Where do you find it?
Funny, because you know who I grew up watching KSI. So when I was at uni, he was my main distraction when I was doing my dissertation. And my inspiration came from when I used to see people like him turn over millions of hits all the time and think, wow, he's connecting to people. And that's brilliant. And someone once asked me, how big is your why? So why do you do what you do? And my why is because I see so many problems of the world that I want to help with. I have to just get up and do it, because inspiration comes from so many different things and sources. Like, I got inspired by the couple I was sitting next to on the plane coming here, because they were telling me they just bought a bit of the rainforest and stuff. So it comes from everywhere, really.
And yourself, enjoy Phoenix?
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. When I have no ideas, I ask my friends on Twitter, on Instagram, because they watch my video. I'm not watching my videos, like, this is not my passion, but sometimes I just have no ideas of what I want to do. I'm trying to looking around on YouTube for just have a look of every YouTubers, because we're all doing like different things, but sometimes there is some trends. So I'm trying to do the trends, but when I have absolutely no idea, I'm just asking for my fans, what do you want to see? Do you want to see like getting ready with me, a makeup, hairstyles? I don't know. And they give me so many ideas, so I'm pretty happy with that.
I want to see you rap.
I can't do that. I'm so sorry, but that's not my thing.
But they could do a collab. You could do a collaboration.
I think that's on the Crossbox.
Yeah,
Friends
there's a lot of that where you bring together two different YouTube stars from different genres, and you try and juxtapose their different skill set. And that's really interesting. Or like East meets West, when you get someone from the Middle East like doing something with someone from America. And you know, we've got something called Epic Rap Battles, which is an amazing brand franchise now, which is all about like putting two people together and getting them rapping off against each other, and it's huge. So there's a lot of power in that. I won't tell you about my day, because it's just like everyone else in this room.
Fair enough. You don't get 10,000 emails.
No, 100.
So I suppose one thing as well is, how do you stay relevant? Is this just a young person's game? Do you have an age gap? Obviously, you're moving into campaigning for mental health and also space. Enjoy your kind of moving into the book writing side of things. Are you having to constantly evolve? Is every day a kind of a new piece of involvement? Is there an age limit? How do you stay relevant?
Actually, the reason why I started my videos on YouTube was because I was bullied in high school. So that was a very sad part of my life. And since then, I'm trying to go to school, to every school I can, and just give a speech to students against the bullying, because sometimes they just don't realize of what they are doing to other people. So this is like one of my favorite things to speak about. We saw like one of my videos who hits 2 million views. This is a video about my story about being bullied in high school. So I'm trying to help people. This is the most thing I love about YouTube, is because it's just like you can help everybody with video, because sometimes they are having a bad day and they are going on YouTube just to think about something else, and this is my job. This is why I love my job.
How to stay relevant? It's a really good question. I think it's going to sound really stupid, but always having nice trainers works. No, seriously, it does, because I do a lot of work with schools as well, and the one thing kids always talk about is trainers. It's like they'll look at your trainers before they look at your face, and that's one thing I've noticed. So buy some fresh trainers, but it's hard. I think being honest with your journey is fine in our position, because it's like people are not like, my channel's kind of evolved from me doing challenge videos where I'm shoving McFlurries down my throat to go into refugee camps. So it's like they understand the progression, and maybe the numbers aren't always going to be that, but it is what it is, isn't it? Enjoy it while it lasts, I guess. You won't always be relevant, I believe. You just got to enjoy it and milk it and live.
No, absolutely. And obviously we're celebrating 10 years. If you could look forward into 10 years, where would you like to be, or where could you see yourselves? What could you see yourselves doing in 10 years?
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you so much. No,
So chivalry.
this is like the hardest question ever, because as I said, like my first video, I was 16. So I have absolutely no idea of what I want to do in the next 10 years. Maybe, I'm sure I want to do something on internet, maybe with like teenagers, I don't know. Like, I really want to keep helping people. This is what I want to do, but I don't know how and what can I do.
I'll tell you the truth, because it's about honesty, isn't it? I want to fall in love and have a family.
Of course.
Yeah, but we're talking 10 years time, so I'd like to have a family and children and all of that. But no, I'd like to do more TV work. I want to move more into television.
And has that become more of an option now? Is that more of a realistic opportunity now that you've started in digital, moving into linear TV?
Yeah, once they've seen, because they can see you can do it, and they've seen you was good at it, and they're like, there's numbers clearly there. So it's basically like creating a product and taking it to someone, so they don't have to do the work for you, because it's an easy sell. It's a much easier sell, yeah.
But had you gone without having had a YouTube channel, it would have been
It's very
tough.
difficult, yeah. And I think one thing a lot of people say to me sometimes, and it's a bit frustrating, if they're like, oh, you've got a platform, use it. It's like, no, I created a platform, same way you can create one. We can all create them. So it's like, I'm not in any advantage to you, because YouTube is free. It's like, it's accessible to everyone. Whether you've got 1, 10 million followers, it doesn't matter. So you can speed your journey up, really, by doing the homework that brands and companies are going to look for.
Okay, well, I'm worried that we're whizzing down the time, and I'm sure you guys have got quite a few questions to ask. Has anyone got a question they would like to ask? Oh, look at that. 2 at the front, 1 in that row there. Our mics are coming, don't you worry. Here we go. We'll come back to you guys. I'm remembering you. Do you think you could shout really loud? Yeah, go for it.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
So the more popular you become and the more you put yourself out there, you will get more haters.
Of course.
Cyberbullying.
And that's hurtful, right?
Yeah.
So how do you deal with all the haters?
Yeah. You know what? Cyberbullying is very, very real. And I know some people just want to say, oh, just X off the screen and you'll be fine. But honestly, some of my videos, because I make videos for other platforms as well, so like ITV and Sky. And honestly, sometimes I'll sit there and I'll flick through the comments. it'll be like this dirty Paki, this Muslim terrorist,
Yeah.
this, that, and the other. His mum's a refugee, blah, blah. And I'm just like, and some of my friends, yeah, they don't help the situation. Like they'll screenshot it and they'll put it in, they'll send it in the WhatsApp group, and I'll just get roasted. And I've just woke up in the morning and I'm just getting cussed by the whole world. And it's like, but it's like you cannot, never, ever. It
doesn't happen on Maker, does it?
Never take it personally. You can never take it personally. And then, do you know what? Yeah, it might sound really bad, yeah, but it's like, you know what? I see people doing it to Madonna, I see them doing it to Drake, so I'm like, you know what? If they're hating on you, you must be doing something right, because everyone I'm following has the same problem.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
There is no way to skip that. Like, when I was younger, it was so hard for me to read all the comments like, bitch, or you're blonde, or etc.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. And when you are 16 or 17, you're like, what can I do with that? So I talked to my parents and they were like, just don't read them. And that's what I do. It's like, I have no other solution. So sometimes I scroll all the comments and I'm like, okay, now stop.
Yeah.
Now that's it. I have like, no. So I try to just don't have a look at them. But sometimes it's hard because,
though, isn't it?
yeah, because sometimes you really want to know what people are thinking about you. So you're like, but yeah.
We had someone in our office last week, and he was like at the end of his tether. I mean, literally, he was so depressed. I like took him in my arms. I was like, "Dude, don't worry about it. Like, we're gonna get through this." And I was like, "You need, there's like counselling. You got to support them through this stuff. It's bloody hard, right?"
It's very, very real. But like the thing is, though, a lot of it is just someone else is taking their insecurity out on you. And that's the way I like to see it, because some of the comments don't even make sense. Mm-hmm. Like you could, like, one time, like I put up a photo of a Nutella jar, and people were cussing my feet. They were like, yeah, like apparently he's got really big toes and this and that. And I was like, I don't think my toes are any bigger than the average sized person's toes. Do you know what I mean?
They weren't,
but like,
they weren't
so
the size
why
of
you?
a Nutella jar,
Yeah, like
right?
how? Where did you get this? So it's like, whatever, man. But like where I'm at now, I'm a lot easier to deal with it now. But when it first used to happen, I used to get scared. Like, I did. You get an email and it's just like, oh, you don't want to click on it.
Okay, we had another question here right at the front.
It's a very similar question. I just wanted to know what being on TV had changed. I mean, you were obviously popular on YouTube before you went to TV, otherwise you wouldn't have gone on TV, I suppose.
Yeah.
But what did it change? What did the experience of being in Dance with the Stars, did it add to your popularity? Did it carry you on TV because you had a fan base that were voting for you? Or?
No, I was scared about Dancing with the Stars because obviously it's like, I knew that there will be not only teenagers who are watching me, but like adult people. So I was scared about that, but I really wanted to try Dancing with the Stars because that was, what an adventure, like, that was pretty cool. But when Dancing with the Stars was over, I can't like go out. Because that was too much. Not only young people, but like parents. When I was doing my grocery shopping, like, oh, you were on TV. I saw you on Dancing with the Stars. And like, I have so many people who were watching at me every time, taking picture of me when I was just walking around. So that was pretty scary. But now this is kind of over, but that was pretty hard because it was 5 million of viewers every Saturday night, so that was pretty big, and I wasn't prepared for that.
Absolutely.
I had a quick question just before being on TV for both of you, even if for Hussain we probably know it, but when is the turning point from being a YouTuber to a celebrity? Did you identify like the one video or the one thing that, oh, now I'm famous, like really, now I identify, and then what's the tip you could give to people, because there are plenty of YouTubers who haven't gotten to the stage of being famous. What's the tip you could give them to make it happen?
So for example, some of my videos aren't in the millions, so I wouldn't say I'm a celebrity, even though I do look like one. I did buy a new jacket for this event. No, I'm joking. But like some videos, like honestly, have got 500 hits, and then some have got 200,000, and then some have on like other platforms nearly on 500,000. But my main advice is consistency is key. And your audience, they grow with you. When they subscribe, they're buying into you. you cannot let them down. Like, and I haven't uploaded in about a month, and they send me abuse, and it's like, how can you do this? Resubscribe, and it's like, if you don't keep feeding them, they're gonna go to someone else, and it's like you just have to be consistent with it. So you're a daily vlogger, like I respect that because I couldn't do it. It's very difficult.
Yeah,
it's so hard.
That's hard. Yeah, because this is your private life. So this is like TV reality show. This is the same thing. So I'm trying to not show that much. Like, I'm trying to protect my family because I don't want them to be exposed. But I can say that the first time I realized I was a celebrity was the time when I saw gossips on me on the newspaper. Oh, wow. That was pretty bad. Like, I was like, what is that? Like, Angel Phoenix has a new boyfriend. Who is this guy? I don't know neither. Please help. So yeah, that was like the most difficult part of being on YouTube, because being on YouTube is just like, oh, I'm just doing videos in my room. This is the only thing I do. Why I am in the newspaper?
Wow. Okay, is this a tough life? So, thank you very much, guys. We are at the end, but a massive round of applause for Robbie, Hussain, and Enjoy Phoenix.